What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, Project NSX, here we are. We've actually got a little bit of headway done. You probably seen them in the previous videos. We got the fuel rail modified, got the fuel rail and the brand new injectors installed. A couple things I was not able to cover though. Had some of the guys give me a hand, but we were able to put a brand new map sensor in. We redid the fuel system on this thing. Since we had the new fuel rails in there, went ahead and redid everything with Dash 6 AN lines. Got rid of that factory regulator and put the aftermarket regulator installed. But yeah, unfortunately I did not film the assembly of that because I was not available for it. But as you can see, came out pretty cool. It looks dope sitting in there. Went ahead and now that we have all these changes with the new map, new injectors, we're gonna go into the calibration of the computer. We're gonna start semi from scratch. I already have a pre-built tune that I used prior, and we're just gonna go in there and verify all the new add-ons that we're doing to the system. Make sure those sensors are there correctly, and then we can go ahead and shoot for our first startup. So let's get on the computer real quick and see what we got going on. Now I'm hoping the camera is gonna be able to catch this. I don't know if there's any glare. I actually don't have my glasses with me today, so I can't see too good. But let's go ahead and open up our last session that we created on here. So we're going to go to our open save sessions. We're going to go to our very last one, which is actually my version 2. Version 1 had a little bit of timing difference. Version 2, I changed it from 15 degrees to 12 degrees on my timing. But, alright, once we got that session opened up, we're going to add a layout. Let's see. Let's go and open the layout. And 506, which is the version ECU we're running. This is going to open all the pages. There's a bunch of tabs on here you can go through, but we're just going to keep it on this main page here. Now the vehicle's not on, so you're not seeing any of the live data rolling through here. Like I said, we just want to go into the wizard and verify everything of all the new changes. I want to make sure they're in here. So we're going to go to wizard, setup wizard. Excuse me, I have still getting over my sickness. So you can probably see right here, hopefully you can see that. It shows 3200cc engine. It is a 4-stroke, yada yada, all the basic information. That did not change. Firing order. Let's see. Tuning preferences, that's going to stay the same. It is key off commit. So any changes that are made, when I turn that key off, it's going to save the changes. That doesn't mean it saves it on the laptop. So you have to change that also, or save that, which is one of the mistakes I made early on in the setup. Cam and crank, that should be a 12:1. Let's take a look here. There it is. 12 mag for the crank and 1 mag for the cam. That is correct. Let's see here. Our injector setup. Injector setup should be the new injectors we put in, the 775 cc's. And right there. Fuel injector clinic, 775s, high Z's. So that stays correct. Let's see. Basic sensors. Let's go ahead and verify. Air intake temp sensor. Honestly, that should be just a real basic one. I think it's of Honda because we are using OEM Honda. Yeah, 95 to 01 Honda sensor. So that'll stay the same. Let's see, coolant temp. That should be, I'm using the original NSX coolant temp on the thermostat housing. So should be 91. Yeah, there it goes, 94, 97 NSX. We're good there. For our map sensor, this should be our brand new AEM 3.5 bar, 3.5 bar. And AEM 3.5 bar, that is our selection, so we're good there. And then our fuel pressure is not actually set yet. I am running a 100 PSI AEM, but let's see, pull up our options here. AEM 100 PSI. So I am selecting that option, although it's not being used at the moment, meaning I haven't wired it in yet, but it knows to eventually, once I do wire it in, it's going to be looking for that. The pins are dedicated for all your sensors. So it'll once you're got it up and running, that it just goes straight to the pan. I think it goes on spot 53 for the fuel pressure. So we're good there. Let's go and just keep going. Let's see. Oil pressure. That's the other one I have not hooked up yet. But I do have it set up. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to say AEM on here. If I can get it to come up. There we go. AEM 100 PSI. We'll be running the same size sensor on there as well. I would love to be able to run just the OEM Honda one. But which is this one, it's not an option that they give you here through the wizard. So I'll probably just run the AEM one just to make sure it's running correctly and I get the right readings. Because eventually those will make a difference if I put in any of the safety features that you can have through AEM Infinity once you actually start driving. Like low pressure, it'll shut off the car, low fuel pressure, things like that. All that'll go into consideration. You could actually put safeties in. Our TPS, it should be just a standard Honda TPS, if I remember correctly. Yeah, analog. Yeah, so we're good there. I do eventually have to come in and do a TPS calibration. That'll come in a little bit later once we actually start the car. Or I should say when I get another person here to give me a hand with the car. So I'll have them in there and they'll go through the throttle. I could try to do it manually over here, but I'd rather do it by the pedal. That way I know I'm getting the actual distance on my pedal. Versus doing it over here, you could throw it off. We are not running drive-by-wire. We are not going to set the throttle range at this time. That's what I was talking about, the TPS. And let's see what else here. Our ignition sync, you can see right now, if you go into advanced settings, I have it set. It says on here it's at 0, but I did change it to 12. So we're going to have to save that. We'll find out once I start the car again. I'll actually pull the tune that's on there. Advanced setup, there's a lot more of the stuff on here that I don't have to deal with at the moment. But eventually, as I add things to the ECU or to the once we go to do the turbo setup and we do add more stuff, these are all the options through here. Everything from ignition cold well. I could adjust all that if I change the coils out to a different style. Right now I am running the Honda OEM coils. Nitrous, if I was going to feed nitrous, I mean, you name it, it's all there. Wideband control, wideband adjustment, run dual widebands, which I could if I wanted to actually have plenty of them available to me, but I'm not going to do any of that. So all the things right now that I wanted to verify, like the map sensor, the coolant temp, air temp, that's all correct for what we're using. So, and of course the injectors, correct injectors. So that should allow us to go ahead and get a nice clean startup. And then from there, we'll be able to adjust the car. So that's this part here. Now there's a few more things that are needed to be done before I start the car, like the slave cylinder. Last time we were having an issue not being able to get the car in gear. I was pretty sure the slave cylinder was wore out. I still had the original slave cylinder in there from my understanding. And I was able to pick one up, a new one up. So I got that currently installed. Now we're gonna have to bleed it. I did do a hand vacuum. Used a hand pump to vacuum it out as best I could. Now we're gonna do a pedal pressure and try to make sure we bleed it out as best as possible so we can get the full engagement on that slave to make sure we can get in gear while the vehicle's running. If we still have an issue there, then my next step is probably gonna be replacing the clutch master cylinder. And that's a little bit of a job because it entails somebody climbing up there upside down on the car, getting under the pedals to disconnect it and then take it off the firewall and replace it and then rebleed the whole system again. I could have a weak master cylinder giving me issues with this higher duty pressure plate that's on there, but I'm hoping the new slave cylinder will probably take care of the issue. But yeah, that's what we're gonna mess with today a little bit. As soon as Rob gets up in here, we'll go and give it a shot. All right. Turn the flashlight on. All right, go ahead. Okay. A little bit of air. All right, closed. Stuck to the floor. Yep. Oh, I actually hear it moving now. Oh, wow. I can hear it moving louder than before. Feel pretty tight?
It's getting there. We got it. I'm holding it down.
Right. Hold it down. A little pulse of air. Okay.
Noise. That's good.
I know. It wasn't that noisy before.
Yeah. Alright, hold it.
Alright. Cracking it open. Just had a little air bubble. Let's do it again. Let me check the front.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Yeah, I think we're good. I'm not really getting any, we'll do this last one.
Yeah.
Let me know when you hold it.
Hold it.
No air at all in that one.
Good.
Alright, pump it a few times.
Yeah, that's better now.
Nice.
Hopefully that works.
I think that might do it.
More noise now, but whatever.
No, that's fine with me. Eventually it'll shut up
Yeah.
once we grease it up.
You still got that set just a little bit open?
Yes. I readjusted it yesterday, so it might stall out.
Ready?
Yep, go ahead. Fuck yeah. Alright, come on, try to put it in gear. Right, it's in seatbelt. Settle all the way in. Alright, seems like Kelly. Yeah, still can't get that clutch to engage, or I should say the gears to go through while the car's running. So let's see if maybe pedal adjustment will work for us.